Yep. It's Monday. Here we are. Talk about some football. Tell your friends. Yeah, I love it. Here we are. It's a Monday. Good morning to everybody that's out there. It's still the AM, at least on the East Coast right here, Eastern time. My name is Russell Wayne. This is the NFC North Talk right here. Most importantly, the Detroit Lions. I represent the Detroit Lions on the Detroit Lions Villain Squad. And we are talking some NFC North. Here we are. It's the off season. It is June 26th, and there's 12 of you right now that are here ready to talk football. Tell me what team you're representing. Throw that into the comments. Tell me if we got a lot of One Pride. We have a lot more One Pride people here because we're streaming live into the Detroit Lions news. We appreciate each and every one of you guys that are Lions fans representing. Here we are in the Lions Den right here. Oh, we got John with the Go Pack Go. We do have a Packer watcher right there. We are streaming live also into Bill, the Packer fans page right there. So that's probably one of John Dorn's burner accounts right there. We are streaming live into Mike, the Bear fans page too. So all you Bear fans, all you Bear down, go Bears. Yep, Al Bundy scoring 4 touchdowns in one game. Yeah. Hope that you guys are ready to talk some football, because what we really wanted to hit today, and when Mike gets here, we're really going to hit this, is how confident are you in your head coach? Yeah, John says same old Lions. Well, it's not the same. Is it the same old Lions? To go into Lambeau and put a wax on that ass? Is it the same old Lions, really? To win 3 in a row? That happens all the time? I don't remember that. I don't remember a whole bunch of Lion wins over Packers. That's 3 in a row. That's 3 in a row.
You've had enough of that shit.
And we have. You're not going to be winning too many of them games anymore. It's going to be a lot tougher of a W. You used to just mark that as a W right on your calendar right before the season would even start. You're like, that's Lions. W, right? That's what you Packers used to do. That's what you used to do. But now you don't do that. Now you're like, man, now I got to pack a lunch. Go Lions, says TJ. Thank you, TJ, for watching the show. Definitely the Lions. Thank you, Pamela, for watching the show. John coming back. Lion had a lucky season. Yeah, we're all luck. I'll take luck and 2 W's. And 2 W's over the Packers in Lambeau, too. sticking a stake right in the heart. 4th and 2. Jared Goff, cold as ice. Cold as ice.
It's my quarterback.
Coming in there, out dueling Aaron Rodgers. You couldn't wait to get him out of town, could you, John Dorn? You want to get you wanted him out of town? I know it. I know you wanted him out there. How confident are you in LaFleur, Packer fans? How confident are you? You think LaFleur is going to take you to the promised land with Jordan Love?
It's my quarterback.
I don't know. Jordan Love is unproven. So I'm not going to sit up here and say that I know that he's going to be bad or anything like that, but he definitely has a lot to prove. He's got some gigantic shoes to fill. I mean, don't be acting like Aaron Rodgers wasn't playing good down the stretch. I mean, that was a Packer team that was playing very well down the stretch. And they ran into the Lions, and the Lions were playing well down the stretch. So that felt like more like a heavyweight fight than like two crappy teams going at it. That felt like a pretty good game in there. And even if the Lions would have lost the game, I would at least acknowledge that it was a good game all the way through. And it all came down to that one play. But give me some LOLs right there. Thank you, TJ, for coming in here and supporting the Lions right here. Surrounded by Packer fans. They're all coming at me like John Dorn. How confident are you? You're going to take back the division this year, John Dorn? Are you confident that LaFleur is the right guy? And Joe Barry, defensive coordinator, with 8 first-round picks. 8 first-round picks on that team. Come on now. He should be producing a top 10 defense. PFF had the Packers defense ranked at like 21. That doesn't look like a defense that has 8 first-round picks on it. That sounds like a Joe Barry problem. Bad Packer. Boo Packers. See, yeah. Kyle says, I'm a Packers fan, and I'm very confident. I bet any Lions fan that the Packers are better in all aspects. I'd take that bet, Kyle. I'd take that bet. I'm not going to bet money over the air right here, but we can think of something. It has to be something embarrassing, though, because, I mean, maybe I'll wear a block of cheese on my head if you guys are better in every aspect. I'll take that bet. Because I know you ain't going to have a better offensive line. You might have a better defensive line. You should have a better defensive line. I mean, you invested a lot of capital in that, but I don't know. We might even have a better defensive line than you, too. The Lions definitely have a better offensive line than you. Definitely have a better quarterback than you. Got us in the running game for right now. Unproven Jahmyr Gibbs. I mean, obviously, he hasn't taken a snap yet, right? So how confident can I be in the running game for the Lions? You notice I didn't mention anything about the Minnesota Vikings because they're unmentionable. They're in witness protection. You don't see any Viking fans in here, do you? Viking fans don't want to come represent their team right now because they know they're going to be trash. The Vikings know they're going to be a bad team. So, I don't know. Hey, John Dorn, we can at least agree on that. The Vikings are going to be trash, right? I mean, how can you lose all of that talent and then just be good? Well, we got Brian Flores. Well, you need talent to coach too. I wonder if Brian Flores knew that's what he signed up for. He signs up. He's like, I'm going to be the defensive coordinator. Well, we're going to get rid of Kendricks, Zadarius Smith, Patrick Peterson. And by the way, that was fun the other day, taking Jameis and showing him that Patrick Peterson was a better cornerback than Byron Murphy last year. I mean, you can call him old all you want, but here's the thing. Patrick Peterson played his ass off last year, and 80% of Patrick Peterson is better than 100% of Byron Murphy. Isn't that crazy? Isn't that crazy? That sucks that, I had to bring that up. Man, I'm sorry about that. I don't mean to bring it up, but I do, because that's what we do. We trash talk. We trash talk here in the NFC North a little bit. And if you're watching on Detroit Lions News, welcome to the show where your boy We're your boys representing the Detroit Lions in front of all these people. Talking trash. Talking a little bit of trash. And now I got my boy, Mike Abraham, on the line. Mike, are you there?
It's Main Event Mike in the house.
Main Event Mike's up in the house. I got back right here. I got a whole bunch of Detroit Lion back in here. Where are you Viking fans at? Witness protection. We don't even know where they're at. Maybe Jamez will pop on here. I'll give Jamez a lot of credit. Jamez will come in and fight for his team. He's got courage. He's a
get a break. You can get a break at the Walmart.
As soon as he gets a break at the Walmart, Jamez is going to be on. LOL. LOL, says TJ. We got TJ, the Lion fan, in here. John Dorn, of course, is in there. He's already said same old Lions. He's got he said it was a lucky fluke season last year. And I said, how's your coach going to do? Because that's what we're going to break down today, Mike. You got a little bit of something on this. We're talking about NFC North coaches, right? How confident are you in your coach? You got some tidbits there, Mike.
Yeah, I did a little research on these guys. And to answer the question, I'm fully confident in my coach, Dan Campbell. He's the only one of these guys with a legitimate record of being in the league. I mean, Kevin O'Connell, the coach of the Vikings, was a quarterback.
Oh, I'm sorry.
He played for the Lions, I think.
Yep.
Here's Kevin O'Connell's career stats. 4 for 6 for 23 yards as an NFL quarterback. So he also won a Super Bowl as an offensive coordinator with the Rams, and then he guided his team to 13 wins in the first year. I think that's pretty darn impressive for a first-year head coach, a division title, and 13 wins. And he didn't even get a sniff for Coach of the Year. I think he got shafted, especially when you consider that defense that he had. I think he deserved Coach of the Year over Brian Daboll. So Kevin O'Connell, I think, is a good coach. These other two guys, Eberflus and LaFleur, not so much. I have no confidence in these guys. I think that both of these teams could do better at head coach.
Yeah, we got little bets going on here. I mean, it is legal to gamble now, but I don't know about through the show or anything like that. But got a little bit of competition going there. TJ and Kyle. Kyle says that tell TJ that if the Packers beat the Lions, that he'll have to buy me a steak dinner. I like that. I like steak dinner bets. That's not too intrusive, you know. You're eating good for the day. I like that. Talking a little bit of this NFC North coaches. How confident are you in your coach? Throw that in the comments if you want to play along a little bit. Yeah, I'm definitely confident in my coach.
Dan Campbell, of course, played in the league a long time, won a Super Bowl with the Saints, played for Texas A&M. Many years in the league. He's hard-nosed, gritty. If you look at a picture of these guys, he's the only one that actually looks like a football coach. I've said before, Matt LaFleur looks like he smells like petroleum oil. But after doing a little research, I found out, I was very intrigued to find out that Matt LaFleur is actually from Mount Pleasant, Michigan.
Yep.
He actually went to Western Michigan University and finished his career at Saginaw Valley State, which is right up the road from me. And it makes sense now. I'm pretty sure I've seen him whacked out on ecstasy at a rave in '99. So
stop playing with us.
This guy, really not much on his resume. I'm not even sure how he became the coach of the Green Bay Packers. I mean, if you didn't have Aaron Rodgers, we're going to find out what this guy's medal is made of. This question would be better served asking Packer fans next year. How confident are you in your coach?
Oh, no, Mike. We need them. We know how we roll here on the NFC North here. We need you to tell us now how you feel. We can't go backwards. We need to have the confidence in here now. How confident are you in Matt LaFleur? I mean, that's a great question to bring up, Mike. It's like, you've had Aaron Rodgers your entire career, Matt LaFleur. Can you even coach? Because your defensive coordinator had 8 first-round picks and produced a 21 first-ranked PFF offense. And you have Jair Alexander, the best coverage corner in the league, on your team, and you rank 21st. Tell me what's wrong with that. Is that a coaching thing, or is that a personnel thing? I think it could be a coaching thing, and they might find out.
Well, LaFleur has been traditionally an offensive coach. So, and he was a quarterback in college.
Yep. He's a QB whisperer, according to John Dorn.
He also played arena football for the Omaha Beef, just to let you know.
Okay. Yeah. All that experience he brought in from the Omaha Beats.
Beef. It's B-E-E-F. Beef.
Beef? You played for a team with beef? So beef and cheese. I mean, meat and cheese go well together, I guess. I mean, I don't know.
Beef and cheddar.
It's a beef and cheddar. You're telling me Matt LaFleur is a beef and cheddar?
What? A little tidbit.
Beef then cheddar?
He was also the offensive coordinator for Ashland College in Ohio.
Yep. I did not know that. That's where I grew up. I grew up in Ashland, Ohio, but I haven't been much around. I mean, I didn't live there during that time, but
not exactly a football powerhouse.
No, not a football powerhouse. They brought in great Chicago Bears like Adam Shaheen.
Well, I looked at this guy from Chicago too, this Matt Eberflus, which I thought Eberflus was an orchestral instrument. I thought I played the Eberflus in school once, but I guess not.
You're playing.
Stop playing with us.
And Matt Eberflus is a defensive-minded coach. He played linebacker at the University of Toledo. So all these Midwestern guys here coaching in our division. And Dan Campbell's the only one that really has the makeup to be a football coach, in my opinion. Eberflus was a great player at Toledo, but he didn't play in the NFL, and he's held nothing but defensive positions throughout his coaching career. So it doesn't really surprise me that their offense was so abysmal last year, because the coach really, he has no idea how to play offense.
Right. Uriel Jackson's in there, says Dan Campbell's the best coach in the NFC North. And here, I want you to respond to this one, Mike. Kyle Trumpet says, remember when Matt LaFleur went 3-13, 3 years straight as a head coach?
You know what he's doing there, right? I mean, you know what he's doing there, right? But
if you're not going to point out the elephant in the room, how many MVPs did Aaron Rodgers win during those 3-13 seasons? Did he win any MVPs? Did Aaron Rodgers play well during those seasons?
Are we meaning 13-3, or are we meaning 3-13? Because if he's saying 3-13, he's taking a jab at the Lions. If he's saying 13-3, then he's pounding his chest about Aaron Rodgers' accomplishments.
Well, he says, okay, but I think Kyle, I'm pretty sure, is a Green Bay Packer fan, so he's beating the LaFleur chest here. I think he's saying that LaFleur is a great coach, so he's not worried there. Jason says, hello, peeps. Hello, Jason. Thank you for watching our program. I appreciate you. Uriel Jackson says, Dan Campbell's quarterback whisper and player coach, and he can tell he played the game. The rest of the coaches look like they never played. I mean, that remains to be seen. I'm going to respond to that and just say that, we're looking at pretty good data so far. I think that Campbell's done a decent job, but we still got to see how this player coach thing pans out all the way. How do you feel about that, Mike?
Kevin O'Connell, to me, the coach of the Vikings, he looks like a washed up golfer who now gives instructions at a country club, gets hammered every night and has sex with his students.
Oh gosh, Dan Campbell's.
It's Monday, dude. I'm getting into trash talking mode.
Oh God. Well, why don't you plug the show, and I'll put up the graphic for the show tonight if you want to do some trash talking. Go ahead, Mike.
All you 50-pound weaklings, bring it in tonight, 7 p.m. Eastern. Open mic where we trash talk and run your team into the ground. You can run my team into the ground. We've been doing it for 60 years, so now it's time for us to get some back on you. All 4 fan bases represented in the NFC North are on the show, and we are talking smack. There's a little bit of serious football talk as well. Join us every Monday, 7 p.m. Eastern, broadcasting live into Facebook.
I love it, man. I love it. Yeah. So if you're into the trash talk, and really, you got to go and represent your team too. Because we are streaming live into all 4 NFC North teams are represented here. Even though the Vikings are in witness protection, we're still going to represent them because they are one of the teams. They're just the one that's going to get beat 6 times in the division. So we're broadcasting live in the Bill the Packer fan, Mike the Bear fans page, the Detroit Lions villain squad, the Detroit Lions news, the NFC North main event, and we appreciate you guys for watching the show. We're not going anywhere yet, but I just wanted to throw that little plug out there. And we're talking NFC North coaches. NFC North coaches. And
the Bears, if the Bears have another 3-win season, is this Eberflus guy on his way out?
Oh, for sure. I mean, I think that the writing was on the wall, because if Poles is doing the thing right, you have to have a scapegoat, right? So next year, when they load their team up and they actually, go all in, kind of like where the Lions are this year, they can just fire the guy, bring in the guy that's going to be the dude. If it's Justin Fields, it's Justin Fields. If it's the new guy with their new the draft picks, they can trade up and get the best quarterback again. So the Bears, I actually are in a pretty good situation. The second best situation in the NFC North, and they're not even represented here. Where are all my Bear fans at? Where are the Bear fans in there?
I think you and I are split on this one, because I loved your answer there, because that's exactly what I was going to allude to, is that Ryan Poles did not hire Eberflus.
Right.
So he gets to tear it down from the studs and start building again. He did not draft Justin Fields. So his job, but I think Eberflus and Justin Fields, if they have another abysmal, both of them could be on the way out.
Right.
Kwesi, the GM there in Minnesota, hiring Kevin O'Connell was the best thing he ever did. And now they've lost 7 starters from that team. I don't think Kevin O'Connell's in any danger of losing his job. And I don't think Dan Campbell's in any danger of losing his job.
No way.
I think Matt LaFleur for one more year, because they have to see how Jordan Love pans out before they can make a determination on their coach.
Oh, wow. I got to bring this one up right here. I agree with that. I mean, the thing is like, even though I have there is some confidence I have in what Ryan Poles is doing for the Chicago Bears, doesn't mean I think they're going to do stuff this year. I think they got some pieces, and they're going to work. I think they're very similar to the way that the Lions were in 2022. There was a lot of hype that was around, some of the players that, if Okuda would have played out, and Aurier, and the secondary wouldn't have been as bad as it was, they probably could have won 11 or 12 games last year. But the secondary was so abysmal that they couldn't. Well, the Bears have a very similar situation to that. They got a lot of guys that are good on paper that you don't know if they're even going to gel with each other yet. So I think some of it will work. I think they'll be improved, and they could win 6 or 7 games this year. That's kind of where I'm at with the Bears, and that's an improvement. They could win 8 or 9 games if Justin Fields is really good, but your defense isn't good enough to compete with the good teams yet.
Yeah,
so
DJ Moore could get him a couple of more games, and we could be looking at 6 wins for this Bears team. And is that enough to save Eberflus's job, though? Probably not, when you look at what Ryan Poles has been doing.
Oh, no. No, I mean, he would have to. Eberflus, if he went to the playoffs, he could probably save his job. If he got to the playoffs. But there's a lot of questions on him too. I'm bringing up right here. I got the NFC North, the huddle right here. This is a private group that we're part of right here that kind of goes right along with the trash talking right here. And I wanted to highlight a couple comments in here that are just kind of fun. John McNabb says that Rodgers' cap hit to the Packers is $40 million. Rodgers plays for the Jets and still owns Green Bay.
Wow.
That's crazy. Wow. That's like that's almost as bad as some of the Paul Merkel trolling that he does for the Bears. Right. So let's see if
guys never come live. They never go on a show and bring their takes so people could see them. And I have a theory. I think it's because they're all so keyboard warrior nerds that if they show their face, they'll lose any credit. It'll just give ammunition for everyone to fire back on them if anyone sees what they look like.
Yeah.
Total clown show there.
And where? I'm sorry, I was looking at this next comment.
Total clown show with Merkel and these guys that are constantly bashing.
Oh my gosh. Yes, please.
But they never come live to show their face because they know that it'll just create ammunition for us to get them.
Right. And that's the thing is like, if you ever come on our show, just be prepared where your take is cemented into history. Even if it's our bullshit history, it's still true. So this is a great group for you guys going. If you want to get in a little bit of comment and trash talking, they don't get it. I mean, they will kick you out if you get overboard. Don't be going after people's family or anything stupid like that. But good football talk with a little bit of nonsense in there. NFC North, the huddle. Let me see if I can get a link in here for you guys. And I'm going to throw this link right into all of the chats right here. So go ahead and join that group and get your trash talk on. And there we go. And if you have the real courage, hop on the show tonight and talk to us for real and cement your takes forever on here. But just remember, we're going to pull the real take out of you. We ain't going to let you do any of this wishy-washy crap. You know, well, you know, if Jordan Love has good play protection and no, you're going to say it's good or you're say it's bad. You got to get off the ledge. We don't allow you to be on a ledge on our show.
You don't have to hurt. You don't have to be good looking. I mean, we let John Dorn on the show.
Well, John Dorn's extremely good looking. Just ask him. Okay. So Adrian West says, I already seen Paul Merkel's face on a live before and John McNabb. Nothing special for either one. Okay. Adrian West is going after him, pulling the gloves off. Yeah, we're going. Mike wants to know what time we're going on tonight. We're going to go on at 7 p.m. Eastern. I don't know where you're at. That might be 6 for you if you're in the Central. I don't know which way that goes, but yeah, hop on tonight, and we're going to be going. We're going to be going at it. I don't know how much you could do it in the middle of June. We don't have. I mean, we still have the same ammunition that we had last week.
It's my quarterback.
But
you look at a picture of Quezzy, there's all kinds of ammunition there.
Quezzy? Oh my gosh. That's why they're in witness protection. God, if it reminds me of their version of like Bob Quinn and Matt Millen. I mean, he's just get ready.
He looks like the pirate from Captain Phillips.
Captain Phillips?
You never saw that one, did you, Russ?
What's that? Enlighten me.
That was Tom Hanks as the ship captain that gets taken over by pirates.
Oh, I thought that was Pirates of the Caribbean.
and the pirate Captain Phillips says, "I'm the captain."
Just remember, all we just need the power of the sun god.
By the power of Ra.
And then you're getting 10 catches and a couple touchdowns. All you got to do, you just call on it, and then boom. The Lions are going to start winning games. Mike, all right, giving Greg Rice some love. We love Greg Rice, the West Coast stat master. I don't know if he's going to be on tonight. He's got some, he's a busy man. He's out there in Hollywood, doing the red carpet. They're going to put a star right there on the Hollywood squares right there. Bring Greg Rice. I don't know if you can handle that kind of smoke, Mike.
Yeah, Greg Rice, a star on the Hollywood Walk of Fame right next to Tupac.
Right next to Tupac, right there. Okay, so Mike might be coming on tonight. That's cool. Mike, it would be great to have you on. Uriel Jackson, best owner, NFC North, Sheila Hamp Ford. Wow. That's not very often that you get to see an owner compliment for the Lions. Are you kidding me?
Playoffs.
I mean,
the league. The Ford family said no one ever.
Wow, the ownership getting a dab right there. That's nice. Lions ownership. It's crazy where it is turn around. Like 5 years ago, the laughing stock. We were the laughing stock. I hated being a laughing stock. I didn't like showing my face and wearing my jersey out to bars and stuff like that and having people laugh at me. But it is what it is, man. Love your team. Fan hard because it will come around for you eventually.
Right. He said that.
Oh, Greg Rice, baby. Let me throw. God, I don't even know. I don't know if I didn't even throw the link out there for anybody to talk to me. I got so excited talking to you, but I'll throw the link out there. We got another 20, 25 minutes. We can talk. I got the link. If you guys want to hop on, go ahead, Mike.
Is double G coming on?
I don't know. I just threw the link into the chat, Greg. I don't know if you got it. If you want me to send you a personal one, I don't know. Let's see if I can find my stuff here. I got to get the West Coast Stat Master on here. It's been a minute since I got a chance to talk to Greg. And
how confident are you in your coach? Has anybody really answered the question?
I mean, people are they're going around it, you know. It's kind of like watching 97.1 The Ticket, where like Mike Valenti asks a question and nobody answers. That's kind of what I'm at. I don't expect football fans to be smart and answer the correct question. It's okay. Oh, man. Yeah, we're not smart. We don't claim to be smart. We're the home of the bad takes. We ask you what your favorite football coach is, and then you say, Fields is garbage. Oh, okay. So that has nothing to do with the question I just asked, but thanks for hopping on the show. The confident the question. Okay. The question of the day is, how confident are you in your head coach going into this year? Do you think he's going to take you to the promised land? And yes, try to stay away from the wishy-washy answers. I want people to take one side or the other side and, give some reasons why. Hop on the show with me right now. Give me some reasons why. Why is your coach going to be good? Why is your coach going to be bad? Those are great questions that obviously they're going to be answered. But we got 3 weeks of lull here, guys.
You take it like Mike Tomlin. I know everybody knows that he's never had a losing season there in Pittsburgh and this and that. He's had some pretty crappy teams roster-wise and still managed to pull out a winning season last year in particular without TJ Watt, starting a rookie quarterback, rookie at wide receiver, and he's still salvaged a 9-8 team. You know why? Because he's a great freaking coach. Are there coaches had in the NFC North? I understand Matt LaFleur had a couple of 13-win seasons. Kevin O'Connell did it last year. But can you do it year after year like guys like Tomlin have done? Guys like Mike McCarthy, who's now calling the plays in Dallas, a proven winner, a proven good coach.
Right.
Do we have guys like that in this division? I don't think we do. I don't think Dan Campbell has proven that he's that with one 9-win season, but I have all the confidence in the world in him. That's why I'm answering the question.
Yeah, and that's a great point that you bring up. But the thing is like I have a problem with when people will say, "Hey, well, Dan Campbell hasn't proved it yet." Well, that's obvious. That's obvious. So I don't mind that being said, but I don't like it being said as like it's some kind of indictment, like it's a negative because he hasn't. No, he hasn't had the chance to prove himself yet. He's in the process of proving himself, and that's where the confidence is drawn from. Oh, we got Greg Rice. Boom. What's up, brother?
What's good, Russ?
Yeah, you out there in Hollywood, man. That's
No. I'm actually out here on farmland right now.
Oh,
beautiful Santa Maria Valley. Yeah. What's up, man?
Oh, it's the same old. Living the dream, living a good life, man, and just out here talking some football with a bunch of football fans in June.
Yeah. Got to be dedicated, right?
Oh, you have to be, because if you're dedicated.
Is that Mike?
That's Mike. Here, let me put main event Mike on the line. Boom. We got all three of us in here. Let's go.
All right.
The Three Stooges have been formed, and here we are. And yeah, we even got a little bit of smack talking in there today.
That's
To
good.
ask these guys. So I'll ask you, how confident are you in your head coach?
Well, Russ, I was a huge critic of Dan Campbell when we were sitting at 1-6 last year. We had several talks.
Yep.
I wasn't sure if he was the guy going forward. I know he's a great motivator of men, but you also got to game plan well. But the way he finished the second half of last year, I'm willing to give him all of next year. I'm not quite as high on Dan Campbell as I would say other front office members such as Ben Johnson or Brad Holmes, but I do like Campbell. Gives great sound bites. But this year we have expectations, Russ. Yeah. This year is different. It's no longer playing with house money. This year we have serious expectations. Brad Holmes has done very well drafting, has assembled him a lot of talent. This year was able to dabble in free agency, reloaded, or I don't even want to say reloaded, but restarted our secondary. And there's expectations, and I just want to make sure that Campbell's the guy to get it done.
And of course, and I feel you on that. And that's what I was just alluding to right there. It's like Dan Campbell hasn't had the chance to do that yet. And I understand all those questions have to be answered, right? I mean, it's one of those things. But one of the things I think that Campbell does really, really well is he allows the coaches and the players to be the human beings that they are, and then he molds that around them. Like he allows Ben Johnson to be the offensive coordinator now. Once he gives you that responsibility, he doesn't go and take it back unless there's something wrong, like he did with what's his name, Anthony Lynn last year. Okay, I'm gonna yank that from you. But Mike wants to say something. What you got, Mike?
Oh, I'm sorry. I was just jumping in. Aubrey Pleasant. Was that the name you were looking for?
Yeah. And that's what I'm saying. You want to allow these guys to do what their jobs are. And I think that he does a good job of that, where a lot of other coaches might be like, hey, I need to, this is how you do this. And then he's micromanaging all these little spots. So him being a motivator of men, that's cool. And then he stays out of the way of a lot of the other stuff. That's just my opinion.
So my question then for Greg Rice, on a scale from 1 to 10, what's your confidence in Dan Campbell for 2023 to get it done and win this division?
Preferably with sound. That would be awesome.
The sound part, I got you. Now, in all honesty, Mike, it's a tough question to answer. I'd say about a 7 or 8.
Okay.
Yeah, I'd say about a 7 or 8, man. Like I said, this is Dan Campbell's first year with a talented roster, talented as far as NFC standards, where the expectations are high. So, I got to see him get it done this year. Like I said, love the sound bites, love the motivation, probably an elite locker room presence in there, has total command of the locker room. But now it's coachy. Now it's fine-tuning your X's and O's with your coordinators. And I just got to see him get it done this year.
That's right. So I got a follow-up question for you. So how many wins would it take for this year, or a playoff, or however you want to frame it, to make that an 8 or 9, maybe, and to give you that full confidence?
Russ, it's not even about the wins. It's not even about who we beat. I don't even care if we lose games to division rivals like Chicago, like Green Bay. I just literally, my minimal expectations this year is at least second place in the division, as well as a wild card spot. That is my minimal expectation. Granted, only caveat to that would be Goff getting injured. Other than that, if we fall anywhere below that, I don't think Campbell's the guy going forward.
And that's fair. I isn't that fair, Mike?
No,
you don't think so?
No. He's doing the things you want a coach to do, and he's learning his way on the intricacies. He already improved from 2020 to 2022. He had a rough start there. He improved going down the stretch, winning 8 out of 10 games. The schedule is set up for us favorably. I mean, if he falls on his face this year, barring an injury to Jared Goff, I think it puts him on the hot seat for next year, but he's certainly not out the door.
You think? Oh, okay. Yeah, I mean, but the
That's
thing
a good
is,
assessment.
it is, but the thing is like this thing has obviously been building, right? So when he came in, there was an obvious, and you had to have known it if you have any kind of football sense, that when he came in 2021, they won 3 games. They completely butchered the roster and just went in like it was some kind of Halloween movie and just butchered everybody. Didn't matter what type of ramifications it had on the dead cap. They were ripping contracts up and just kicking people out the door. And they were at a talent deficit, and there was no doubt about it in 2021. And they did what they could with a bunch of free undrafted free agents and and whatever they could put together. Last year was better from a talent perspective, but it still wasn't in the spot that they wanted to be. Going into this year, I feel you, Greg, because the roster's there. There's no more excuses for Aaron Glenn. You've got those talented guys in there, and you need to produce a top end within 1 to 16. You need to be in the top half of defense this year, and this team is going to be just fine. Dan Campbell's going to get to ride the hype train right into the playoffs because he won't have to do anything. It's progressing. Anything short of that,
yeah.
I agree with you. It's
Russ, I'll say this, like sorry to kind of like halfway switch subjects, but I would say the hot seat's actually, since you brought him up, a little bit more on Aaron Glenn this year. That defense last year was putrid. In fact, it was so bad the first half of last year that despite playing around middle of the pack defense in the second half, we still finished dead last. Right. Aaron Glenn, look, we have given you everything you need. Like we need to see some results at this point, some consistency. And you know what? This opening quarter of the season is not going to be easy for us, especially for our run defense. 2 out of 3 games, I look at Seattle as an elite premier rushing attack, being that they got Kenneth Walker and just drafted Zach Charbonnet, as well as the Falcons, who I think have the best rushing attack in the NFL. That is the best running back stable in the league, hands down. Don't at me about it. Don't question me about it. It's just the way it is. So if we're here to show that we've gotten better and we struggled with run defense all last year, I need to see it. At least against one of those teams. Look, uber talent in both those running back stables, but I need to see at least a decent running rush defense against one of those 2 teams.
I like that take right there, and I want Mike to touch on this part. I mean, exclude all this UCLA Bruin bullshit fucking homerism that he's got going on right here. Can you shed some non-homer light onto this Aaron Glenn topic right here, Mike?
I can, but I'll tell you, Greg's point is outstanding. Those are going to be litmus tests early in the season to see what kind of run defense we've got against Atlanta and against Seattle. Those are all early. Those are before the bye week games. And all of our division opponents, all but one, are on the back half of the schedule. So it will be interesting to see how the Lions defense stacks up those great running teams. But I want any Packer fans out there listening I want you to contest that Aaron Jones and A.J. Dillon are not as good as an unproven Bijan Robinson and a second-year Tyler Algier and a Cordarrelle Patterson, who is a converted wide receiver. I'm sorry, Greg, but I can't go along. I can think of 3 running backs, at least 3 or 4 that are better than the Atlanta running back room.
Yeah. Okay. I like it. Hey, that's what we welcome. I mean,
we welcome that here.
We welcome good different opinions because you're not wrong, you're not right. We really do have to wait and see. That's why I hate the wait and see thing. It's like, yeah, obviously we have to wait and see, but but that's the world that we live in. Everybody wants to be right. It's cool. That's an ugly shirt, Greg. That's what he says. Mike says that's an ugly shirt. Let's see. TJ says no coach proved that he can motivate this team when he wasn't winning. Look back at our record. No coach. Okay.
He's right.
No coach through the
Steve Mariucci, Mr. Hype guy. Mr. Always intense and always hype. Couldn't do a damn thing here in Detroit. Dan Campbell has done what all the other coaches were able to do, and that is motivate players. So, absolutely he might be on the hot seat if they have a bad year, but he's already accomplished so much.
Yep.
I mean, it's amazing what a 9-win season can do in Detroit.
And I like that. I mean, I had to really take it in, but yeah, he's good at motivating, but that's not the reason that he's a good coach. It's because he was the same guy at 0-10 last year that he is right now after he went on that 8-2 stretch. He didn't change who he was. And I remember them asking him a question like, what's wrong? What are you going to do to change this after a bad defensive performance? And he said nothing. I'm not going to change nothing because I felt like we made progress in that area, even though it didn't look like it from the outside. And he stuck with his guns. He didn't listen to anybody from the outside. Nobody moved him to do something from the outside. He stayed true to who he was, and now he's getting to reap the benefits. And I think he'll continue to do that.
You're making a great point there too. In the NFL, we look at progression, right?
Right.
All eyes are on Justin Fields this year to see, is he progressing? Is he's not getting more, right? And we know that Dan Campbell is progressing. Now, I do expect Matt LaFleur to regress. I also expect Kevin O'Connell to regress because their teams around them just aren't as good. When you lose Aaron Rodgers, you can't expect to get better with a guy starting his first NFL game. So definitely Dan Campbell is progressing. Let's face it, I was really hard on Dan Campbell last year. He cost us 2 games. Him alone.
Yes.
His coaching decisions cost us 2 games. We would have been in the playoffs. We would have maybe even been a division champion had he not cost us those 2 games. One of those games was against Minnesota, and we would have been 6-0 in the division. So we would have a lot more ground to stand on as we banter back and forth with these fans had he been a better coach last year. We're looking for the same thing. We're looking for progress. Is he done making something, right? What would we talk about before? The Dan Commandments. The Den Commandments.
The Den
right?
Commandments.
Thou shalt not punt was like number 1 last year. He went for a 4th down a record number of times. He kicked the
You've
field
had enough
goal
of that shit.
When he could have kicked the field goal. His time management was in question. His throwing the challenge flag. But as the year went on, he got better. He progressed. And that's what we're looking for this year, a progression in his coaching ability, regardless of what the record is.
Yeah, that's a great take, Mike. Thank you for that one right there. Let's see what we got into the comments right here. If we got anybody, Rob says morning from work, just dropping by to say, hey, thank you, Rob, for watching the show on June 26. See, this is the thing that I cannot deny. No one else can deny in the entire whole world right here, B. If you're watching this show right now, you obviously have to be an avid football fan, because if you're not, I have no idea why you'd be watching a football show with a bunch of talking heads in the month of June. So
like talking about Christmas and summertime.
yeah, we are definitely like a fish out of water, but we don't care. That's what we do. We are the most diehard football group of dudes out here with the villain squad and the main event guys right here. I want to put a shout out here. All the streaming lives, all you Packer heads, those Packer fans, go follow Bill the Packer fan, because he's got you taken care of with all your Packer content. Mike the Bear fan, he's got you covered with all your Bears stuff. I got you all covered with the Detroit Lions villain squad. That's what we do. Main event Mike, myself, and West Coast Statmaster. And then NFC North main event. That's where it all comes together, where we're going to just have this happy little place where we can argue with each other and scream about football 365 days a year. And God bless you for watching this show.
Yeah.
Absolutely to bring this up again, but I want to hear Greg Rice's take on the alternate logo.
Jeez.
Oh, he thought he was going to get away from it.
Oh,
He thought he was going to go through the whole
I was
thing.
hoping to escape that.
I know, right?
God. I mean, if I'm going to be like just candid and forward with you, Mike, I hate it. The logo looks dumb. It looks like a toddler doodled it. I love the color scheme. The logo, it wears its age, though. And the lion just looks it doesn't look lion-like. It looks like Scar trying to slink away from the battle from Simba. It's just a bad, to me, it's a bad representation of where I'm more of the type of fan, Mike, to where like, look, if we're trying to ditch our past, move on, why are we bringing up old logos? I would have really appreciated a new logo. Look, I get it. It was probably part of marketing. Lions are coming up. We need an alternate to sell to generate sales. I get all that. I would have preferred actually our first logo with the football guy with the leather helmet on and the little lion beneath it. That would have been kind of cool, but I don't know. This logo we're using now, it looks horrendous.
Oh my
Yeah.
gosh, Mike, I'm all alone on the island of irrelevancy here.
He pointed to everything I pointed to. Well, why bring entire? I firmly believe that it was put in front of Sheila, and she decided to give a nod to the Ford Motor Company and to her grandfather or father or whatever. And it pulled this
Now there we
logo
do
out.
agree.
I love the color scheme though.
We do agree right there. I love the logo. I was just like, I didn't know anything about all the bad stuff that you guys were talking about until afterwards, which tells me that there's more of an attitude to the Ford family and like, you know, putting the Mustang on there. And with that, I feel like that's a bigger problem, a bigger issue and they're relating it to the fact that it was during an era that wasn't good for the Lions. But I think they're trying to highlight an era of the Ford Motor Company where they made really, really good Mustangs and they made really, really good Ford products. And the thing is like every other company that represents an NFL team in the NFL, nobody gets mad at them for doing this. They all have big giant corporate sponsors that their team backs. So our corporate sponsor is the Ford Motor Company. Now, whether you like a Ford or not, that's
okay.
They own that.
I mean, you saw the steel emblem on the Steelers helmet to this day, but the Steel Corporation doesn't own the team.
No. But that's it. And if they did
on a Mustang or a 71 Ford LTD,
and that's fine, Mike. But if you did own the company and the company, the steel company was affiliated with the Steelers, they would promote the company. Yes, they would do that. It was getting too heated. He had to hang up on me.
No, I see.
Pick me out.
Oh, okay. Yeah, that was me. I've
had enough of that shit.
Probably driving Ford.
No, actually, I drive a foreign car, a Sonata Hyundai. Oh gosh, I'm into that electric hybrid stuff. Because
it's a good thing.
I don't know how much of that you heard, but I said like the Pittsburgh Steelers, they have the steel logo on their helmet to this day, but they don't own the team,
right? And
to the community, it's not a nod to a corporation.
Well, okay, I mean, if you want to look at it like that, that's fine. But in this case, what I'm saying is a corporation does own the team, and they're choosing to put their corporate logo into it, and I don't have a problem with it. That's business, man. I mean, I put my logo on all the stuff that I make. And that doesn't, I mean, I'm not maybe you do think I'm a douchebag for doing that, but I mean, I make the stuff. If I make it, I want to put my stuff on it. I'm the one that worked at it. You know, they built the company. They bought a football team. Now they want to put their logo on it. Like that would be like, stop being American, Mike. Don't do anything.
It's logo. It's not their logo, but it's not to it.
It's a nod. That's the other thing too. It wasn't blatant. It's like 2 bars. Like it wasn't blatant.
Yeah, it doesn't have a Ford emblem on the helmet.
Right. It's not like they put a car on it or something. It's like, oh, we're the Detroit Lions. Hey, here's a Mustang.
Driving a Mustang. That would look better than the logo they've got on there.
Like a football player driving a Mustang? Like a
ferocious lion.
Okay.
Like a real driving a Mustang.
You got to send that to the creative team that won 5 Emmys. Let's see. Bill says nice, and Detroit Curry says Detroit Lions ball. I like it. We got some Lions fans up in here. I think I already scared all the Packer fans away. and the Viking fans have been in witness protection other than Jamez. I think Rob came on once, and yeah, if you're a Viking fan, we'd love to hear from you. Why are you confident? Or if you have confidence.
Did you know, Russ, that Bill the Packer fan drives a car that is Honolulu blue and silver?
Well, that's because he's got good taste. At least he the Honolulu blue.
Absolute truth that he drives Honolulu blue and silver car.
Man, yeah, I mean, I guess you can't really live that one down. He must. Well, he may be on here tonight. Maybe he'll have to defend himself on that because I did not know that, and
he's,
I don't know if I want to call out Bill the Packer fan's fandom. Anybody want to come to the defense of Bill the Packer fan?
Not really, but I have a 2016 Nissan Altima I'd absolutely be willing to trade for his car. Let's throw that out there.
Okay.
Yeah, in the trade rumor mill of the NFL world.
There it is. It's official. The West Coast Statmasters put an offer on the table. A Nissan straight up for your badass Detroit Lions Honolulu blue muscle car.
Also painted green and gold.
Oh yeah. God. Yeah. Oh yeah. I'll paint my Nissan for him that color if he wants to do that deal. I have no issue with doing that.
Let's see. Adrian West says, as much as the Lions logo is hideous, I've foreseen worse alternates than that. I mean, that is true too. I have seen some pretty bad takes on what they thought it was going to be.
aren't the Bucks bringing back the creamsicle this year for a couple games?
Just one game against Detroit, I thought.
Really?
Oh yeah, just one game. Okay.
One game, I think.
Yeah.
See, they're going back and here's the thing. It's like, I can't believe that you would use a Lions history that they want to go back all the way to the 50s, but it's like, there's not a lot of good history here, guys. It's like, I mean, really, if we go back to pretty much any part of the history other than the championship team, which had the guy that cursed us, there's really nowhere for us to go. I mean, we tried the 90s thing a couple years back and that flopped pretty hard. So it's like, there is no good history. So they need to just play good and make this logo like a good logo. Because if we win 11 games, everyone's going to be like, yeah, the logo rocks. That's what they'll do. All the fair weather fans will jump on board and be like, yeah, I like your team now. They're good.
It's my quarterback.
That's my team right there.
No, I love that Terrell Owens soundbite. Like, you can never get enough of that. Look, Terrell Owens probably my favorite wide receiver in NFL history. And I just want to give a shout out to his career, man. I think he's knocked too much. And I will say to the day I die that he was a better overall wide receiver than Randy Moss.
I have no problem with that. I have no problem with that because Randy Moss, outside of that outstanding rookie season, I mean, the eliteness showed up when he went to New England and he balled out for a couple of years, but T.O. was one of those guys, man. Yeah. It's like, hey, you wanted to hate him every single place he went to Dallas. Awesome. He's going to suck. He goes to Cincinnati. Oh, he's going to suck. He's the best receiver on the team. Goes to Philadelphia. Oh, he's going to suck. Best receiver on the team. Yeah. Like, that's all he did was be the best receiver on every team that he went to.
I agree, Russ. And I'm going to be honest with you. I wasn't always a big T.O. fan. I had this fake news thing going on in my head that he was the one that kind of ran Jerry Rice out of San Francisco. The reality of it is, though, he just got to a point to where he outplayed him. Look, he helped take Jeff Garcia to the playoffs. Yeah. The thing that got me, though, was, when he got injured that year in Philadelphia when they were gearing up for a Super Bowl run, and he came back that Super Bowl and still put on to this day, one of the best wide receiver performances I've ever seen in Super Bowl history. Just having screws taken out of his ankles. So
that's crazy, Mike. And I can hear you jumping in. I know that you got to hop off here, man. You want to plug the show before you take off, or you can stay on too.
Yeah, I definitely do got to go, but I want to say I agree with Greg that the Hall of Fame, there's been no bigger snub than T.O.
Yeah.
He's got all of the numbers. All his numbers should get him in on roller skates. So why isn't this guy in the Hall of Fame? Because he was a cancer in the locker room, or people in the media didn't like him? It's ridiculous. This guy's one of the greatest receivers we've ever seen, and
Yeah.
T.O. should be in the Hall of Fame for sure. But
I think he is now, Mike. I don't think he didn't show up though. He didn't go up, take his gold jacket. He should have been a shoo-in first ballot, but I do believe that he was elected his second time running. It's just he didn't go, and the NFL felt snubbed. So it'll always be a rocky relationship between those two, but it's okay, man. I'm just blessed
I don't think he's ever been elected to the Hall of Fame.
He hasn't.
I don't think so. I think
Russ.
he's been snubbed.
I mean, I'd have to look that up, but I just put that up as a little graphic right there. I agree that no matter what, he wasn't a first ballot Hall of Famer, so T.O. should have been a first ballot Hall of Famer.
Yeah,
for sure.
I know that within 10 seconds you're going to get a Packer fan saying Sterling Sharp. Sterling Sharp was a great player, but I just don't know if he had enough years in the league. He wasn't Megatron.
Yeah.
Let's stop that argument.
He is
was
not.
a great player.
He is not in the Hall of Fame.
He's not. No, T.O. is not. Neither is.
yeah, that's ridiculous. I thought he had.
That's,
Wow, my bad. Wow, I got that story all messed up. I thought he had been inducted, but he didn't go to the thing. Didn't get his gold jacket or anything. So I don't know, mate. I don't know. Wow, that's crazy.
Have you seen him lately? He looks like he could play right now.
Yeah, absolutely, 100%.
I would say besides DJ Moore, he could be on the Bears leading receiver right now.
Shots fired.
Right on. Well, Mike, go ahead and plug the show before you get cut off.
That's right. Tonight, just like every Monday night at 7 p.m. Eastern, it's the NFC North Open Mic, hosted by Main Event Mike, produced by the Maestro Russell Payne. We are in there talking smack. Bring your thick skin and leave with your feelings hurt. NFC North Open Mic, 7 p.m. Eastern time every Monday, broadcasting live.
Oh, wow. As always, Mike, thank you for popping on here and taking some time out of your lunch hour to come and talk some football with us. See you tonight.
One pride.
One pride. Gosh, man. Yeah, we only got a few more minutes left here, so make sure that you get your questions in, and if you have any questions, if not, I mean, we got some people on here. Detroit Curry says Honolulu, or she says Detroit Lions ball, Honolulu blue, baby. Detroit Curry says Woodward Sports. Yeah, I envy that group of guys right there. That is hey, that's a great show. I love watching Woodward Sports. Do you watch Woodward Sports at all?
Yeah, I watch it every once in a while. They got some good takes. It's just, Russ, I'm going to be blatantly honest with you. Like the article that Carlos put out saying that we need to put a clamp on JMO, or he's going to turn into the next Charles Rogers. A lot of off-season shows right now, it's all about marketing, clickbait, and building up your subscribers at this time of the year. And so I think there's a lot of falsehoods and kind of, I don't want to say fake media, but just kind of clickbait articles to get people. And it's great. Heck, we need to do more of it.
Yeah. I try to do a little bit of it. Right?
Yeah,
like
you do great.
Like the rumors and stuff like
Mm-hmm.
that. Like we here at the Main Event, we have our own opinions on certain guys that we like. Like we kind of bit into the Chase Young rumor a little bit, which is fine. And we took a lot of heat for that, but that's all right. I mean,
it's fine.
Because I want to provide my favorite ones and the ones that I actually think would be good. I'm an Ohio State homer, so I dug into that one.
You're not a homer. You're not a homer. You're not half as bad as half these Michigan guys. I promise you.
So we did. Yeah, we had a great turnout today. Of fans on here. I wanted to go back through here and just kind of thank everybody. Anita. How you doing, Anita? Thank you so much for watching. Adrienne, Detroit Curry, Bill. Yeah. Bill, is that Bill Gaddy? Bill Gaddy, nice. TJ, Urel Jackson. You're an interesting guy. I like that you keep on supporting the show, man. I know that you're trying to get your own things going out there.
Yeah, thanks, Braxton.
Oh, and as far as your all goes, man, and getting on to the show. I see you on here. You want to be able to join the broadcast. I put links 2-3 times during the broadcast. I'll throw a link in there that anybody can join. It's a wide open link. Anybody can join it. Thank you, Jason. Thank you, Mike. Thank you, TJ. You guys are awesome, man. You make it worth it. I wouldn't come out here for every day if nobody was caring, and I appreciate that you guys care. Any parting shots before I let these guys go?
You know, Russ, real quick, man. I'm lightweight offended that Terrell Owens is not in the Hall of Fame. I could have sworn that he was inducted, but he didn't go. I kind of feel some type of way now. I'm probably going to stir some crap up on social media about that. I just find that unreal.
Where can they find you? Like if they want to hit your Twitter up, man.
I think it's at Greg Rice 20. I don't know. I haven't been on Twitter in a while. I need to get back on that. Start plugging my stuff.
Yeah, man. We're in the off season. Everybody's. I mean, it's okay to chill, dude. Like here we are.
I've been so involved in just watching my Dodgers lose to a plethora of injuries and stuff, and it's just it's not been a good sports summer for me so far. Had high hopes for my Lakers. We got killed by Jokic, who ended up murdering everyone in the league, so that's fine. We're gonna be all right. We're gonna start jumping back in this, and excited going forward, Russ.
I am too. I mean, if you want to keep talking, that's fine. I mean,
I got nothing to say.
Yeah. I mean, here we are in the middle of the off season, and we actually were able to entertain for over an hour in a lull of an off season. And how cool is that? But that's for everybody out there that is watching right now, the 12 of you that are on right now, and we appreciate you. And we are broadcasting live each and every day. This is the phone sessions, NFC North Talk with Russell Wayne, yours truly. Occasionally we'll have West Coast Stat Master, Main Event Mike will be calling on. Bill the Packer fan, Mike the Bear fan, Detroit Lions Villain Squad, NFC North Main Event, Detroit Lions News, and subscribe to our YouTube channels. And each and every day, 11 a.m. We'll see you guys really soon. Tomorrow, tonight, NFC North Main Event is tonight, 7 p.m.
Last second shameless plug.
Not
I respect
tomorrow.
that. Yeah.